Have you ever wondered what happens when the laws of physics, a multi-million-dollar stadium camera, and the ghost of Diego Maradona all collide in the exact same second? Imagine playing a World Cup quarterfinal where the air is so thick and suffocating and feels like 42 degrees Celsius. Your lungs are burning, your legs are completely numb, and you are fighting for your country's ultimate dream. But just as the pressure reaches a boiling point, the ball flies high into the air, strikes a suspended aerial camera wire, and triggers the most controversial goal in modern football history. Was it pure genius, or was it a total robbery? Today, we are breaking down the absolute madness of the 2026 World Cup clash between England and Norway. Welcome back to Total Football Nexus. If you love deep tactical breakdowns and spine-chilling football drama, make sure to smash that like button, leave a comment with your predictions, share this video with your friends, and hit subscribe right now so you never miss a single masterpiece. Before the absolute chaos erupted on the pitch, the atmosphere inside the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami was deeply emotional. 64,000 fans stood in total silence, honoring the tragic passing of South African midfielder Jayden Adams. But the moment the whistle blew, the emotional weight transformed into pure physical warfare. How much can a human body actually take before it completely breaks down? The extreme Florida heat was devastating, pushing both teams to their absolute limits. Yet, while the players were sweating blood, FIFA decided to turn this knockout match into a massive entertainment spectacle by introducing a Super Bowl-style halftime show featuring Ellie Goulding. It was clear that this night was destined to break every single traditional rule of football. The journey to this quarterfinal was wildly different for both nations. England had looked dominant, topping Group L against Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. They survived a physical battle with the Republic of the Congo and then outlasted Mexico in a 5-goal thriller, despite playing with 10 men after Jarell Quansah saw red. But what about Norway? They were the ultimate tournament underdogs. After finishing behind France in the groups, they stunned Ivory Coast and then pulled off the unthinkable, a legendary 2-1 victory over the 5-time world champions Brazil. Norway was playing with absolute freedom, and England looked terrified of them. Tactically, Thomas Tuchel set England up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, but his lineup raised a lot of eyebrows. With Reece James out injured, Erling Haaland had to slot in at right back. On the left, 21-year-old prodigy Nico O'Reilly was handed a massive start, carrying the weight of his intense season under Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson formed the double pivot, while Jude Bellingham operated right behind the captain Harry Kane. Norway's veteran manager Stale Solbakken answered with a fearless attacking 4-3-3 system. The backline featured Julian Ryerson, Christopher Ajer, Torbjorn Heggem, and David Moller-Wolf. The midfield engine was run by Sander Berg, Patrick Berg, and their brilliant captain Martin Odegaard. And up front sat the ultimate cheat code, Erling Haaland, flanked by Alexander Sorloth and the electric young winger Andreas Schelderup. The match began with intense psychological tension. England tried to keep the ball, but they looked completely frozen. Harry Kane blasted an early free kick into the stands, and moments later, a horrific back pass from John Stones gave Erling Haaland a golden chance. Only a dramatic sliding clearance from Jordan Pickford saved England from early disaster. Then, in the 36th minute, the stadium exploded. Patrick Berg aggressively robbed Harry Kane in midfield. The English players stopped, screaming for a foul, but the referee waved play on. Berg immediately picked out Andreas Schelderup on the left wing. The young starlet cut inside with devastating pace, left Erling Haaland completely lost, and unleashed a beautiful curling strike. Pickford flew through the air, but the ball clipped the inside of the post and rocked the net. 1-0 to Norway. England was in total ruins, completely devoid of creativity. But just when it looked like Norway would control the narrative, the universe threw a massive curveball. We entered first half stoppage time.
Norway goalkeeper Orjan Island kicked a massive, towering ball into the sky. It went so high that it crashed directly into the suspended Skycam wire, completely changing the direction of the ball. By official FIFA rules, play must be stopped immediately for a drop ball, but the officials completely missed it. The ball dropped straight to Elliot Anderson, who passed it to Anthony Gordon. Gordon sent in a beautiful cross, and right there, surrounded by 4 defenders, Jude Bellingham controlled it and smashed a low finish into the corner. The Norwegian players went completely insane, surrounding the referee and pointing at the sky, but VAR shockingly allowed the goal to stand. The first half ended 1-1 amidst absolute fury. But if you think that camera wire controversy was crazy, wait until you hear what VAR did in the second half.
The second half started with total tactical shockwaves. Thomas Tuchel made 2 massive, unexpected changes. Declan Rice, who was battling an illness, was taken off for Eberechi Eze, while Noni Madueke was replaced by Bukayo Saka. But losing Rice completely ruined England's midfield structure. Martin Odegaard immediately took total control of the pitch, orchestrating a relentless wave of Norwegian attacks that left the English defense completely suffocated. Do you think England's defense has what it takes to survive without their star defensive midfielder? In the 55th minute, Norway thought they had their ultimate revenge. A dangerous corner caused absolute chaos, and Torbjorn Hegem violently smashed the ball into the roof of the net. The Norwegian fans went completely wild, but their joy was instantly ripped away. The referee received a frantic message from the VAR room. The replay showed that right before the goal, Erling Haaland had forcefully shoved Elliot Anderson to the ground. The goal was cancelled. Norway refused to stop attacking. In the 76th minute, they came agonizingly close again. Christopher Ayer hit a brilliant loop header that beat Pickford completely, but it crashed violently off the crossbar. England was completely invisible, generating a pathetic 0.09 expected goals in the entire second half. Somehow, the 90 minutes ended 1-1. We were going to extra time. And that is exactly when Jude Bellingham decided to take over the world. Just 3 minutes into extra time, Morgan Rogers unleashed a wicked, swerving shot from distance. Orjan Leland made a horrific mistake, spilling the ball right into the 6-yard box. Leo Østigård hesitated for a split second, and Bellingham punished him instantly, sliding the ball into the net to make it 2-1 for England. What followed next left every single football pundit on earth completely speechless. Right at the extra time break, Stale Solbakken made the most baffling decision in World Cup history. He substituted an exhausted Erling Haaland for Jørgen Strand Larsen. How do you take off the most lethal striker in the world when your team is desperately chasing a goal? It completely killed Norway's attacking threat. The final minutes were pure, unadulterated madness. Jed Spence went down in the box, and the referee gave England a penalty, but VAR correctly overturned it, proving Spence had dived. Then, in the absolute dying seconds of the match, Antonio Nusa fired a rocket that looked destined for the top corner. Out of nowhere, Marc Guehi threw his entire body in front of the ball, pulling off a legendary block right as the final whistle blew. England had survived a literal nightmare. Statistically, this match shattered international records. Jordan Pickford earned his 18th World Cup appearance, breaking Peter Shilton's record to become England's most-capped World Cup goalkeeper. Harry Kane tied Wayne Rooney with 120 international caps, but the night belonged entirely to Jude Bellingham. With 6 non-penalty goals, he tied Gary Lineker's 1986 record. He became the first player since Diego Maradona in 1986 to score back-to-back braces in World Cup knockout matches. And at 23 years old, he is the youngest to ever do it since Pelé in 1958. Most importantly, England's defense achieved the impossible by completely silencing Erling Haaland, breaking his incredible 636-day goal-scoring streak for his country. Thomas Tuchel was incredibly honest, saying, "We made things hard for ourselves. We were lucky today, and we must perform better. But a win is a win, and England is now moving to the semifinals in Atlanta, chasing their ultimate dream." What do you think?
Can this England squad actually go all the way and bring football home, or will their tactical flaws finally catch up to them in the semifinals? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your football crew, and subscribe to Total Football Nexus for more elite football content. See you in the next one.